Right now, though, it's baseball season. Baseball season is here, Fritzy, and we're going to talk a little baseball. Talking baseball with UCF baseball coach Terry Rooney, who is entering his second season at the helm of the Knights. Skipper, welcome to the show.
Guys, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Terry, baseball coaches, you call them skipper. Do you like that?
You know what? You're right. It is a common term that's out there. I would say that term is a lot more used in professional baseball than it is in college baseball. I'm a little too young for that, but I think in due time I might be able to be called that.
Terry, before we get started on your team, best baseball song of all time?
Got to go center field, John Fogerty.
Oh, yeah. Love that one. I thought you were going to go old school or something.
No, hey, that's an all-time classic, I think, center field. I think everybody, young and old, can appreciate that song.
Now, if all our listeners out there, the thousands and thousands of listeners we have, when they go out to UCF baseball games this year, will they hear that song?
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Cool. Terry, this is the beginning of your second season. As we head into that season, give us a state of UCF baseball address right here.
Well, I tell you, it's actually entering my third season as a head coach. But we've had two recruiting classes here, and we've had back-to-back, top 20 recruiting classes in the entire country. And guys, that's something part of the message that we've continued to try to get out amongst the Orlando community about UCF baseball. The tradition of our program is outstanding, and in the last 2 years, again, we've had the 4th-ranked recruiting class in America and the 20th-ranked recruiting class in America. So I think everybody can see what's transpiring here, not only just athletically at UCF, but obviously from a baseball standpoint. Conference USA baseball, guys, is ranked every single year one of the top 4 to 5 baseball conferences in the entire country. So if you finish in the top third in there, you're a legitimate top 25, top 30 baseball team in America. And obviously we finally feel now that after 3 years we have that most talent that we've had here at a baseball program, and we're on our way, and number one priority is we're on the road to Omaha.
Terry, when you first started here 3 years ago, you came out of the box swinging for the fences and saying, Omaha's our goal. There's no excuse for us not getting to Omaha. You truly believe that, don't you?
I absolutely do believe it, and I wouldn't have accepted this job and left LSU if I didn't think that we could do it. Listen, when we talk about going to Omaha, number one, it's a place, but it's also a mindset, and it's a mindset about being the best program in the country and doing the best we can every single day. Look, to get to Omaha, it takes a lot. It takes a little bit of luck, it takes great players, being in the right position. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to the players and the people associated with this program if we didn't shoot for the top. Part of it is the beauty of college baseball, because number one, when you put yourself in position, NCAA regional, NCAA super regional, you can go and you can play a 2 or 3 game set, and if you've got a hot pitcher, you can do it. So that's just the nature of college baseball. But at the end of the day, what we have at UCF, obviously we've got the second largest university in the country. You're playing one of the top 5 baseball conferences in America. You've got a coaching staff that's been to Omaha and a coaching staff that has produced major leaguers. When kids look at what they're looking for in schools, they now see that some of the best players in the country are coming to UCF.
Terry, do you believe in synergy? And by that I mean, obviously there are a lot of good things going on in the UCF athletic department right now. The football team coming off the best season in school history. New basketball coach Donnie Jones has enthused the program with a lot of enthusiasm. Do you believe in synergy? Does that rub off?
I definitely do think it rubs off. There's no question about it, and our kids know that, and I think everybody here knows that. But I think as everybody sees, when you talk about UCF athletics as a whole, you hear the term sleeping giant, and I think everyone is seeing now we're starting to reap the rewards of the hard work and the commitment that they have here to athletics, in all of our sports. And obviously what football has done and what Donnie has done with our basketball program certainly speaks volumes. And college baseball can be the same exact way. College baseball, the way it is structured, we can legitimately compete for a national championship in baseball here at UCF. There's no question about it that we can do that. Now, part of it, there's all different pieces to the puzzle that make that happen, but certainly the nature of college baseball, where we're located, combined with, a continued enhancement in our facilities will allow us that opportunity.
Terry, how are you able to bring in these top recruiting classes when quite frankly, you're recruiting against the Gators, the Seminoles, the Hurricanes, three unbelievably successful college baseball programs, and you're sort of the new kid on the block. How are you able to bring in these recruits? What's your sell job?
I think people see the vision. They see the vision. When you talk to kids about recruiting, I think number one, in any sport, it's about relationships. And number two, specifically from a baseball standpoint, kids want to know, number one, do I have a chance to go to Omaha? Do I have a chance to legitimately play on television and play for a national championship? And number one, although UCF as a program, we have not been there yet, you have a coaching staff that has. Number two, kids want to know, can I go to a place where I'm going to develop my skills to either enhance or improve my draft status and have a chance to play Major League Baseball? And obviously, you've got a coaching staff that's produced major leaguers. So I think these kids are now seeing, what college baseball has been at UCF and what college baseball can become. And guys, this is the biggest thing that I continue to try to educate, the community of Orlando, is that college baseball is at an all-time high right now throughout America. I mean, you've seen all the different, we just announced, our radio and TV schedule, obviously. Look at all the other conferences, SEC, ACC, and what they're doing. Heck, the SEC's got a Thursday night ESPN baseball game. They have upwards of 30 to 50 games on television. Colleges and universities, this is really important to understand, colleges and universities are now seeing that college baseball is a revenue-producing sport. Even here at UCF, baseball is a revenue producer behind football and basketball. So what's happening is these universities are pouring millions of dollars in their facilities. All you have to do is pick up the paper and do a little research and see, these schools that are, doing, I saw Texas A&M is adding about a $20 million enhancement to their stadium. Purdue's building a $21 million baseball stadium. So people now are seeing that from a business standpoint, it can generate revenue. And obviously when you do that, they can see continued exposure into the baseball program. At UCF, we've sold kids on the vision, back-to-back top 20 classes now. Obviously, from a talent standpoint, we feel like we're positioned, and now we need to enhance our facility.
Terry, you just talked about college baseball's kind of blowing up nationally. I'm just wondering, your philosophy when you came in here was, hey, let's be entertaining. Let's hit home runs. Let's get a lot of hits, and you have broke school records for batting average and home runs. Is one of the reasons you have that sort of vision to build a fan base because fans like to see the long ball?
That's certainly part of it. That's definitely part of it. At the end of the day, you just want to put the best team on the field, obviously, And I tell my guys this all the time. My job is not to play the 9 best players. My job is to play the best 9 players. There's a distinct difference between the two. And obviously, at the end of the day, from an offensive standpoint, we want big, strong, physical kids that can drive the ball out of the yard. On the other side of that, you certainly need a combination of kids that can run also. We have the new bats this year. I think certainly that there'll be a little bit less home run production throughout the country because of the new bats. However, I think when you look at it, just to give you a quick synopsis on why I'm a believer in it, in college baseball, when you get to the regionals and the super regionals, everybody is there because they have outstanding pitching. You have to have great pitching to compete in the NCAA postseason, no matter where you're from. So what happens is that if you're down in the postseason 3, 4, 5 runs, the pitching is so good, unless you have guys that can legitimately drive the ball out of the yard, you're probably not coming back. So you've got to have, 5, 6, 7 out of 9 guys in your lineup the ability to do that. Just think back of all the games you've watched on TV, regionals, super regionals, Omaha. I'd probably bet that a lot of the defining moments in your mind are the home run. So obviously, offensively, that's what we talk about. Here we use a phrase, power arms and power bats.
Okay, I'm slow early in the morning. Explain what you just said. You're not looking for the 9 best players, but the best 9 players? I don't understand. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is this: basically the 9 best players. Okay, it might be from a talent standpoint.
Okay.
When you look at your team and you grade out, who's the fastest, who has the best arm, who has the most power, who can feel the best. That's fine. You may have 9 of those guys, but the best 9 may not be the 9 most talented. There might be it might be the middle infielder out there who's not the fastest guy, but he's a vocal leader on the infield and can handle the bat in big situations. That's what I mean by that.
Gotcha. I like that philosophy. Terry, just talk about your pitching a little bit. That has been sort of your, I don't want to call it a weak spot, but what would you call it?
Well, there's no question. I mean, that the number one area that we need to continue to improve upon is pitching. There's no question. You know, we brought in 11 players last year, the 20th ranked recruiting class in America, and 8 of those were pitchers. So I think that's enough said on what direction we needed. You know, in our last 2 years, you know, we improved significantly in the last 2 years from a pitching standpoint, and I expect the same type of improvement this year. We actually just named our starting rotation last night. We have 3 brand new pitchers, all 3 junior college pitchers. 2 of the 3 were drafted, so obviously we brought those guys in with the anticipation they'd make immediate impacts for us.
Terry, Orlando is a big city, a top 20 market. More than 2 million people live in the Orlando metropolitan area. This is a city that doesn't have Major League Baseball. It's a city that doesn't have minor league baseball. I'm just wondering, can't you capitalize on that? I mean, UCF, obviously you're putting a good product on the field. Why can't UCF be packed out there every game?
It should be packed every game. There's no question about it. You know, it should be. You know, we're in the process of trying to expand our stadium right now, and we're hoping the first phase will begin in the next few months, and that's an additional 1,500 seats. You know, we average, I believe it's about 1,300 fans a game here. And you're right, with the amount of people, the youth baseball, AAU, Little Leagues, we're certainly trying to continue to enhance that. And it can be done. I think it's just people need to know. It's just like from a business standpoint. For number one, we need to get people to the park. And number 2, they need to enjoy their experience here to be a return customer. Well, my job is I'm going to put a good product on the field so they enjoy the experience and we win. And I think when they come here, they see what college baseball is. It's so interactive. You know, we've got berms. You know, we've got berms they can sit on, the kids. We have Little League parties. So it's really obviously a great atmosphere. And look, I came from LSU, which obviously, you know, we averaged about 10, I think it was about a little over 10,000 fans a game there. You know, number 1 attendance in the country. So you see, you know, throughout all these different levels of college baseball, I mean, they're averaging lots of schools 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 fans a game. So they can see it's interactive. So you're right. That's certainly that we've tried to do a great job to really throw our guys as players into the community. You know, we've done Little League clinics all fall from Dr. Phillips to Celebration to right here in Oviedo, and we're going to continue to try to get out there in the community and bring people here to the field.
He is Terry Rooney, entering his 3rd year at UCF, looking for a big season.